Now we back. Sorry about that. Had to restart it. I ain't like how I was looking. I wanted to make sure my background look a little right. Let's get it going. Let's get a little 8K. We doing 8K or 4K? Let's do 4K. Salute to everybody that's coming in here. Tonight's episode, and y'all wondering why I got glasses on. My eyes bothering me. My allergies is a bitch. I ain't gonna lie. But in this live, we're gonna discuss a few things. Y'all look at my Instagram page, y'all see that I got Casanova. I know where he's at. I know the spot he's at right now. I'm not gonna tell y'all that. I'm gonna wait a couple days, okay? But he's definitely going to the cheese factory. I'm gonna just let y'all know that, okay? He's going to Woodsack Mafia, for real. But this conversation is about I saw Junior Gotti's episode on Patrick David Beck channel. Good episode, good interview. You know, one thing about me, and I tell people this all the time, man. The streets is a myth, it's a lie, and it ain't real. The era of the streets is over with. A lot of these gangs have confidential informants, dudes wearing badges. Let's keep this real. Your children is dealing with dudes that's running around working for them people. So if your kid is a blood, is a crip, is a folk, is a cho, is a woo, he's running around with agents with badges. I just want to let y'all know that. Because that's what all these gang members got. They could throw this up all day. They could throw this up all day. They could throw this up all day. But I'm telling you, they got badges. Okay? They got badges. Don't think anything you think and you believe that these dudes don't got badges. I'm sorry to tell you. The days of killing snitches, the days of exterminating snitches is over with. See, I always tell people, right? See, a lot of my older cousins, my grandfather, and a lot of my family members was old school Harlem gangsters, right? They ran with the likes of the Spanish Raymonds, the Nickies, and all them dudes, right? Thorough. They came from an era where you had the, like Frank Lucas said on American Gangster, you had to have hunchos. Yeah, you had to have hunchos. And you had to really earn your rank to be in them streets. Because it was a gentleman's game. As time progresses and times changed, the streets got more. Anybody could jump off the porch and become a gangster. Anybody could jump off the porch and sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at the 90s, and you look at the 2000s, right? I always tell people, right? When Bush came in office in 2002 and the Patriot Act came in effect, the streets was over. That's when Preem caught his case. That's when Meech, World, all these dudes caught their cases around the Patriot era. Because the Patriot Act era was the era where they annihilated the streets. And a lot of these dudes that's coming home, that's in the streets, that's out here moving and shaking with the people, they was nobodies in the streets. Remember that. The dudes that is somebodies that was in them streets is still in the feds, doing 100 years, doing life in prison. These dudes that did skid state bids, they come home on the street, they say, yo, I'm a big homie, I'm official. These dudes is liars, man. And this is why the police don't have a hard time solving cases. Because dudes is online exposing themselves. You know what I'm saying? You putting young teenagers in the streets, they not going to hold their water. And these grown men ain't gonna hold their water. Now, everybody that saying, damn, Gotti, I definitely want to do something with Prince. I definitely want to do something. They like, damn, Gotti, you killing a lot of niggas' dreams when you expose these dudes. No, I'm not killing dudes' dreams. What I'm showing the youth and what I'm showing a lot of men out here is that it's time to bang for your last name. It's time to get your money and do for your family and do for your loved ones. Stop worrying about these streets, because the streets is over with. It's washed up. It's over with. The police and the feds run the streets. And they informants run the streets. My cousin right now is in Blair County Prison. He locked up with the CEO shooter right now. Right now. You understand what I'm saying? He got convicted with no witness on the stand. He got convicted with just the jury. They slayed him. The jury found my cousin guilty. No confidential informant. The confidential informant lied. It was perjury, right? He lied. But you see, what people got to understand is these CIs get on the street. These police put them on the street. These district attorneys, attorney generals put these dudes on the street. And all they do is do what they've been doing before they started telling. Put guns in little dudes' hands. Had them out here selling drugs. And now you dealing with a bunch of nonsense. So when I was listening to Junior Gotti having that conversation, when he said, yo, the police don't have to do nothing. Salute, family. The police don't have to do nothing anymore. It's easier in the streets because nobody is getting consequences. If you was too high, see, back in the days, if you was a liability in the streets, that you signed your death warrant. That means they take you out for a dirt nap. You can't be a liability. Today, to be a liability, everybody is liabilities. Because if the leader's a liability, his soldiers is liabilities. The streets is a myth. It's a lie. It's a lie. Dudes want to be mafia dudes, but don't play by mafia rules. Why do you think the mafia been in power for 124 years? They've been in power in America. Because they are a secret society. They are a secret society. You gotta look. The Gambinos, the Lucchese's, Genovese, all these families had control of the docks, of the ports, of the construction, the union, the trucking company. You understand what I'm saying? Vegas, Atlantic City, the movie industry, the music industry, your politicians, they got Nixon and John F. Kennedy elected. Gangsters. You feel what I'm saying? FDR had to go holler at the mob. When they had their problem, when America had their problem, waterfront facts. When America had their problem with Mussolini, you know who the American generals contacted, the American government contacted to handle Mussolini? They contacted the mob. And they had mobsters go handle Mussolini for them. So when people compare, this is when I heard Zip say that stupid shit, a gang, that's not a gang. Those is organized individuals. They don't like, and this is the thing, right? All these groups don't like doing business with black people. They don't like doing business with black gangsters because, one, they look at them as too flashy. They look at them as too arrogant. And they look at them as basically, they look at them as dudes that bring too much attention and they can be liabilities to the situation. You understand what I'm saying? Perfect example, right? Frank Matthews. If y'all ever read the book Easy Money, and Easy Money, good book, it's a great book, right? It's about Frank Matthews. and his connect, right? George Romero. Yeah, Ramos, I mean. Right? George Ramos was the nephew of the dude that was supplying Frank Matthews, right? Frank Matthews got that connect from Spanish Raymond, right? And basically, them Cubans ain't want to do business with him. The Venezuelans, they didn't want to do business with him because he was bringing too much heat and too much attention, talking about certain things on the phone. And these is people that are quiet people. But people got to understand, when these people do business with you and the organized crime business, these people don't want heat and attention. Because one, they not doing this shit to glorify it. They not doing none of this shit to be flashy. They about doing business and bringing generational wealth to their community. That's why if you look at the Asian community, yeah, they indulge in street business, but they're bringing back wealth into their community. The Italians, the Cubans, the Dominicans, all these people, Mexicans, they all were in organized crime, but they're bringing wealth to the community. Niggas destroyed their community. Brought the property value down in their community. Instead of building it up, they kept destroying it. And still to this day, they wondering why they over-policed. The black community's over-policed because these gang members, these gang leaders, because you got to understand, a lot of these gang leaders work for these real estate people, okay? A lot of them work with the police, okay? And a lot of them is helping out these same people. You got to look. A lot of black drug dealers back in the days, right? And this is true facts. A lot of their lawyers became judges that implemented laws against them. They took the money, but they made sure they fucked them over in the long run. It's like that scene in Sugar Hill when the dude telling Nino what he telling him. It's the same thing with in real life. So these gang members, it's like one of these California dudes. Like I be hearing them talk all this, y'all check in and all that, right? But they don't tell you that they flunkies, just like the dudes in New York is flunkies. They flunkies too. Because the gangs in LA, let's keep it real. The gangs in LA work for the Russian mafia, work for the Armenians, work for the Mexican mafia. They don't run shit in LA. They get crumbs. Their job is the blackmail. You know, they call them up. Okay, we want you to blackmail such and such artist. We want you to extort this dude. He giving us problems. They flunkies. They not bosses. Suge already exposed that on his podcast when he talked about these gang members working for these people. And they don't have no power. They could talk all this. Perfect example. When the thing happened with Suge. You know, they say Dr. Dre paid Bone, but Bone didn't get paid by Dr. Dre. He got paid by Dr. Dre's partner, Jimmy. Okay? Everybody know that. Salute, Breezy. You know what I'm saying? But that's what people got to understand. These gang members is used as goons for these dudes. You know what I'm saying? They use as goons for these white dudes. So they no different than the dudes in New York, how they used as flunkies. You know what I'm saying? But they'll make you believe, no, we ain't flunkies, we real, we do what we want to do. Y'all niggas do what they tell you to do. That's why these OGs, these big homies, they lead these young people to the hellfire because they working with those real estate developers. Let's tell them, listen, we want you to F up the community, right? We want you to destroy the community. So we make sure that the property value go down. And then when y'all destroy it enough so we can come back there, build it up. And then, you know, these kids got parents that own houses there. They got grandparents that own houses there. You know what we gonna do? They gonna bail, you know, they gonna bail out they kids. They gonna bail out their grandchildren, right? They gonna put the house up. We gonna buy, they gonna be in so much debt that we gonna buy the building from them. We gonna buy the house from them. Because they in debt, they can't afford to pay those bills on that house. So now we gonna buy it off of them. And then we gonna lock everybody up. And now the property value is going up. They can't afford to live here no more. Now we gonna over police this community. Why? Because we got these stupid gang members and these OGs, these fake OGs that's doing our dirty work for us. So that's why I always look at these dudes, these fake OGs, and I tell people all the time, they working with them people. All these dudes that be talking, they F the police, I'm home from a bid and all that. They working with them. Okay? They working with them. They a part of the gang with the police. And the real estate developers run everything. Remember something, bro. America is run by rich, wealthy men with power. Your bankers, your real estate developers run this country. That's why it's a business. The police is there to protect the business. The gang banging OGs is there to be the foot soldier flunkies. They there to do the dirty work. They there to corrupt the children. So you got these OGs that's in their late 30s, 40s, and 50s there to corrupt the babies because they know they're impressionable. So you come around with the jewelry, the money, the girls, the nice clothes. You know, you a kid going to school just being a regular kid. But your peer groups is joining these gangs. But they there to do the dirty deeds that they told to do. Because understand this, they are told to do what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? These other communities not allowing that type of shit. They not allowing no gang members to come in their community and corrupt their children. They not allowing that. That's not being tolerated in a community. To allow anybody to come corrupt their community. They're not allowing it. It's not going down. They pushing education. They pushing promoting entrepreneurship, economics, stuff like that. We allowing these dudes to come to the junior high schools. They coming to the high schools, enticing young kids. So they joining these gangs. And like I said, these fake OGs that was already working for the police when they was on the street is the same fake OGs that's still working with their gang. Come on, man. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? The streets is run by dudes with badges. Dudes with badges. So when people try to talk about, I'm a hooligan, I'm a thug, and this is I tell people all the time, man, you got niggas that want to play by mafia rules, but they don't move like mafia dudes. All that, like people got to understand something about what that street code shit means. Because I think people get it confused. They don't understand what it was meant. When Lucky Luciano and these dudes created the code of silence, created the street code, they created on organized type of thing. You take care of the family. You make sure if a man go to prison, you take care of his kids. You don't sleep with his wife. You know what I'm saying? You make sure everything, you do your part to the family, right? You remain loyal to the family. They not tolerant of people being snakes. If you greedy in the mafia or you greedy in the cartel, they getting rid of you straight up. They not tolerant of dudes being snakes. They not tolerant of dudes violating. The cartel moves exactly like the mafia. Only thing is, the cartel is way more vicious than the mafia, but they have the same code of ethics when it comes down to street business. They don't like flashy, loud people. It's not a racist thing. It's a thing with, we don't want to do business with people that's going to bring attention to us. That's just how it is. So you will hear these people, they glorify the Griselda Blancos and all them. You hear straight out Griselda Blanco, man hit her mouth. He didn't like black dudes because they was too loud and too flashy. They about moving in silence. They not about moving loud. You hear it in the 75th. Go watch the 75th documentary. You heard what dude said? Said, I'm not with none of that. Dudes coming with the loud rap music and gold chains looking crazy. They not about all that loud and flashy. They want, when they do business with you, they don't want loud, flashy. They want business. These dudes is businessmen. They businessmen. They run their organization on a corporate structure. They don't run their organization on a disorganized, doing anything. They play chess. And a lot of dudes don't understand that because they so caught up on this I got bronze but don't got brains. See, the streets is all about brains. It's all about chess. You understand what I'm saying? That's what the streets always been about. You know what I'm saying? These connects, these see, people gotta understand, bro. A lot of these dudes, these cartel dudes and these mafia dudes, they don't have a problem putting the police on you. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's business to them. It's business. It's nothing personal. So when a cartel do that to the dude that, like perfect example, Frank Matthews on Connect. George, look him up. George Ramos, who was his connect. What he did was, he said Frank was getting too flashy. He was doing coke. He was getting high. And he put the feds on him. Right? Go check out the book Easy Money. He put the feds on him, right? Ended up putting the feds on him. He ended up disappearing. They knocked him off. That's what my old man told me. They knocked Frank Matthews off because he was doing too much. And it was not only what he was doing with the mafia, but he was doing too much when it came to operation because he was too loud and too flamboyant. And he was getting high. You can't get high sniffing coke and doing stuff like that and you on the phone saying certain things. You bringing too much attention. He was told, don't say anything about your connect, the Venezuelan. Don't say nothing about the Venezuelan. Don't say nothing about him. They told him that. And ended up his connect, the one that told on him, ended up, he left the game. They thought he left the game. He came back. He started working with the Cali cartel. You know what I'm saying? Do business with the Cali cartel. So even though a dude might have cooperated, but these is diplomats. You got to remember something. These is foreign diplomats. So they got political asylum. So they could still do business with these people. You understand what I'm saying? They could still do business with these people. They don't mind, cutting the dude off and putting the people on them. That's a fact. They don't mind putting the feds on a dude that's bringing they operation now. They don't have no problem doing that. That comes with the game. Putting the police, putting the feds. This stuff comes with the game, bro. And it's business, nothing personal with these people. A lot of dudes say, oh, that's fair. That ain't gangster. That ain't gangster. It ain't about being gangster. It's about being strategic with these people. They don't have police and federal people on the payroll for they had them on the payroll for a reason. Their reason is to do their dirty work. If you competition or you somebody that's a hothead and you doing too much, they'll get you out the way. That's just the game. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like those type of things in the game, then you don't need to be in the game. Dudes want it to be one way, but it's the other way, man. So that's just like with the whole, like even with Bo Mayo, right? You know? Yeah, you get sloppy, you get out. Look, perfect example, Bo Mayo, right? Bo Mayo is sad, but he was running with a dude that was a confidential informant. It had nothing to do with Snow Billy. The dude he was running with had told back in the days. Was goody with you. He had told back in the days. And his case was called a commission case. They was out of Brevoort. They robbed Foxy Brown, you know, and they robbed Busta Rhymes in the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? And they almost got that clue, right? And they had something to do with ODB getting shot in up there in LG, right? So he running around with this dude that's a confidential informant that's already working with the federal government and the police. You shouldn't be moved with somebody that's doing that. This is where I don't understand what a lot of these dudes that say they street dudes. You should know if a dude is hot and you running around getting money with a hot dude, I feel sorry for you. You know what I'm saying? I just told y'all, my cousin ain't did nothing with homie. Homie was a Crip, Hoover Crip from New Jersey, bro. From Trenton to be exact. And he got my cousin lined up. He met him in jail. This dude was a shooter. Shouldn't be on the street. You know what I'm saying? And he got my cousin lined up. Didn't come to court and testify, nothing. They went off of hearsay. They had no videos, no pictures, no nothing on my cousin. Nothing on him. They had nothing on my cousin. But the jury still found my cousin guilty. Off of a lie at a confidential informant that wanted to get out of time. And he didn't want to do his time. And he's still on the street telling on motherfuckers and still running around. And these are the type of people that's in the streets, ladies and gentlemen. Dudes that are snitch, get back on the street, snitch again, get back on the street, snitch again, get back on the streets. So I'm not surprised with Casanova because he was already a snitch. Before his federal case, he was already told, he told on Classic. Once you tell on a dude on a homicide to the state police, to the NYPD, what you think you going to do when the feds come? He already told y'all on the Breakfast Club. He already gave y'all the information what he going to do. He said if you a millionaire and you got money and the RICO come, you going to snitch. So what you think he doing? Casanova was in transit in Oklahoma. Went from Oklahoma to I'm not going to tell y'all the other place he at, but I already know where the other place he at. But he's in the cheese factory. Denounced his gang, got cut in Essex County. But these are the dudes that people call real street dudes. This is why I tell young people, be mindful of the dudes y'all call street dudes. Because these dudes is not street. That's why all these dudes be crashing out. Look at Young Thug. Young Thug talk all that gangster talk. All that real this and real that. You know? Yeah. Yeah, he a rat. He was in Tucson, Sturdy. He a rat. You know what I'm saying? He got 5 sealed documents. Casanova got 5 sealed documents. So he profit. He profit with them people. You know? So him with the 5 sealed documents, he profit. He gave up information and gave up some people. You know what I'm saying? But it's not surprising. Because you got to look at a dude like Casanova. Once you tell him somebody on the street and you done did ratting before, because you got to look at a Casanova. He's not a street dude. When that dude told you the type of lineage he came from working West Indian parents. Okay? Working West Indian parents that's not involved no criminal nothing. Moms work at the bank. Pop's a truck driver. Siblings got good jobs. He came from a good family. He live in a good part of 21st and Church. He ain't live in a rough part. He not like a Sean Poe or Red Cafe. These is dudes that lived in the field. They in the field. Like Red Cafe, they come from tennis court. You know what I'm saying? Sean, they come from tennis court. They come from where it's active at over there in Flatbush. Casanova came from 21st and Church, back where all the good doctors and lawyers and school teachers live up in the back. All right? Live up there in the back. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these dudes be believing because these dudes talking this boom, boom, boom. They talking this gangster shit in their music that they really is street dudes. And I keep trying to tell people they not street dudes. They come from good families, man. Jeezy, Moolah, all these dudes, man. They come from good families, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know? And the sad part, now I'm not in the PJs. I'm in my crib, man. They came from good families. You know what I'm saying? And the part is that people really believe these dudes like Casanova. They really believe them. They really believe these dudes. They really believe these dudes because it's an image. It's an image. These dudes was nobodies. These dudes was nobodies, man. You know what I'm saying? And they know they was nobodies. You know? You know what I'm saying? And they know that. You know? So that's why when you look at a lot of these dudes, you know what I'm saying? And you really hear these dudes, they talking, hey, yo, Zoe, man, I got you. I'm gonna do another live, man. I got you, bro. This one right here, this one right here, this some content right here. But I got you though. I got you. But yeah, a lot of these dudes is fraudulent, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when you hear, you know, Junior Gotti said, like, it's very easy for the feds to get these guys. It's not hard for them to get these dudes. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard for the feds to get these dudes. Yeah, you know, I know the whole story with Rich Mafia and Bread Gang. You know, I know the whole story, man. DM me, man. We gonna chop it up out that. But I know the whole story. But yeah, it's not hard to break these dudes down, man. It's easy to dissect. They easy to break down. Once these dudes get in the streets, they make it seem like they is this. And that's why I tell people the streets ain't what it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 60 years ago. It's not like that. But really 50 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And 60 years ago. The streets is not like that. The streets is far removed from what it was in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and even some parts of the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of known informants that's running around acting like they the man, and they was nothing but flunkies. Everybody want to portray that they the boss. So when you listening to these dudes like Zip with the Drip, or you listen to these dudes like a Hassan Campbell, or any of these other clowns that want to tell y'all about the streets, these dudes is nobodies in the streets. All right? The police don't have to solve cases no more. All they got to do is go on Instagram. All they got to do is go on YouTube. All they got to do is go on Facebook. All they got to do is go on TikTok. All they got to do is go on Twitter. They solving cases easily. Clubhouse. They solving it easily. Federal agent don't have to. You just look at these dudes. They on the net telling you what they gonna do. They on Telegram telling you what they gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So, with like, come on, bro. This, it's easy to solve a murder case. And they don't have no problem giving you a fair case, giving you 100 years. Salute, Gotti. They don't have a problem giving you 100 years. Or giving you a life sentence. They giving dudes life sentences like nothing nowadays. You know, a lot of these dudes back in the days, they'll get like a 8, 9, 10-year run. Some niggas got like a 15-year run. Now, these dudes don't get they get a 1 year or 8-month run. And it's over with. Maybe a 3-month run. Depends on, you know, how long they keep their mouth closed. But they having nothing but short runs. Look at all these dudes. You see the rappers. You see the... Come on, man. There's a lot of rappers that done did. A lot of industry people done did dirt. But did you see them get RICO cases and all this? Because they run their mouth too much. They run their mouth too much. They run their mouth too much. So this is why they don't have no problem slaying all these dudes. These dudes want to play by mafia rules, but don't be like mafia dudes. You can't act like you a mafia dude and then you running your mouth like a whole rat. So you see these Casanova types, you see all these dudes. They all the same. Young Thug, they all the same. Look at Young Thug, bro. He took a 15-year, he should have never took a 15-year plea deal. If your co-defendant got found not guilty, both of them, you would have got found not guilty. Gotti and the other dude got found not guilty. They went to trial. They didn't blow trial. They beat the case. Young Thug, he let his lawyer tell him, yo, take 15 years probation. That right there just showed that these dudes be working. They mad at Gunna, but he did the same thing Gunna did. Took a plea deal, and got probation. Come on, man. Nigga did the same thing young Gunna did, man. How they gonna call Gunna a snitch when he did the same thing? Can't call a man a snitch when you did the same thing. Come on, man. That's why I said, man, dudes get mad when these dudes be saying what they be saying, bro. See, a lot of these, I've learned something a long time ago. Yak didn't get probation. Yak got found not guilty. That's why a lot of these criminal organizations like the cartel and the mafia and the Russian mafia and the Armenians and the Chinese triads and all this, when you listen to a lot of these dudes, when it comes to us melanated black gangsters, the first thing they say about these dudes, they too flashy, they too loud, they too obvious, and they are liabilities, and they will snitch. That's why they don't like being in the doing drug business with people that look like us, because they say that they is the ones that's going to go and they going to fold. And they don't be lying. Dudes be singing. Dudes be singing. Dudes be singing. You know what I'm saying? They be singing. And they know they be singing. That's why it ain't hard to break a black man in this country. Give him a bucket of fried chicken. You watch First 48, they give a nigga a bucket of fried chicken, a soda, and if they like you, they'll take you to go get some ass from your girl. They get information. It's sad though, but that's just what it is, man. They know they can break a nigga easily because they talk too much. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I hear all this, yeah, dudes ain't no snitching and all that, dudes be the main ones that be snitching. They take you to get a bucket of fried chicken and take you to go get some ass from your girl, and then they get information out you. That's what they do. And it's been proven time and time again. This ain't no lie. This ain't no cap. This has been proven. It's documented. You see the videos. You see these dudes on First 48. The first thing they do, they telling. They telling. So don't be surprised when these dudes, don't be surprised that these rappers is going to tell. Don't be surprised that these gang members is going to tell. You seeing them getting exposed every day. Keefe D. You seeing them getting exposed. And they ain't it's not just the East Coast. It's not just the West Coast. It's the Midwest. It's the South. You seeing it every day. No city is different. You seeing it every day. Gangsters in every region. Telling. And they telling with no care in the world. Just keeping it real. They telling with no care in the world. And they don't care. Because they want to come home. They want to live that good life. And they want to have that government check. Streets is about playing for keeps, my nigga. Remember, it's not about what people think it's about. Standing tall. These dudes ain't about that. The streets is about every man for himself. Dudes is greedy. They don't want to get out the streets. They want to still be in there. So if you want to still be in there, just know you dealing with snakes. Because everybody in the streets is a snake. There's no loyalty in this. There's no such thing as a code. There's no such thing as the streets is real. It's they cosplaying. These dudes don't care about you. They don't care about your kids. They don't care about your family. They don't care about nothing. They'll set you up and let you take a bed, and they out here living their life. Streets ain't real. So when these dudes be riding high for these rappers and these entertainers, if you get knocked down, they ain't gonna put no money. They ain't giving your family no money for your funeral. They ain't giving your family no money for your commissary. They not. You know, it's a lie. You know, it makes you believe that it's this big fairy tale story that they want you to believe, but it's a lie. It's a propaganda story. You know what I'm saying? It's something that was made up to believe. It's something that the music industry and entertainment is propped up there to believe that it's real, that it's this and that. But it ain't that. What you think it is, it ain't that. It ain't that. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's why when dudes be talking about organized crime and disorganized crime, you can't compare the two. They don't move like a gang. Gangs move disorganized. They able to be compromised. Gang members is able to be compromised. Okay? They able to sell their own people out. Imagine you in a gang and you gotta pay a big homie that probably did bad, probably is a foul individual, but you giving this dude monthly money. You know what I'm saying? Money you should be taking on to your kids. You ain't earning nothing. You still in the same living situation. You look at these organized crime, these organized groups. These dudes is making millions. You ain't making nothing. You still got to go to work. You still got to go to your construction job. You still got to pay rent. You still got to, you might be in a homeless shelter. You might be sleeping on a couch. But they making you believe that the streets is real. They making you believe that it's family over everything. Ain't no such thing. Because it ain't that. Like I said, bro. Dudes be living in poverty, throwing up this and throwing up this. They living in poverty. You know what I'm saying? You look at all these organized crime dudes, they ain't living in no poverty. Them dudes is six-figure dudes, seven-figure dudes. You know what I mean? The hitmen is getting 7 and 6 and 7, 8 figures. These dudes ain't not making no money. They making money. These dudes that's street, that's talking about I'm a street gang member, I'm a gang member. These niggas don't got a pot to piss in. They don't got nothing, bro. They girl gotta put money up for them. This is facts. So gang members is broke. You know what I'm saying? Always remember, gangs was always used to be flunkies, man. You know, back in the 60s, if you look at the Bronx, right, when the Bronx was burning, you know what a lot of those real estate, those people that own those businesses in the Bronx, those landlords and them business owners, they had the gangs go set fire and cocktail the buildings that they owned in the Bronx and Brooklyn and Harlem, various places in New York City that they set ablaze and set on fire in the urban communities, right? Set it on blaze, right? They had gang members do that because they know that these dudes is foot soldiers and ain't flunkies. So we get them a little money so they can get high, smoke their weed, shoot up their dope, you know, drink their beer, get drunk, give them a little chump change. You know what I'm saying? They destroy their communities, and that's what they continue. They've been doing that for decades. Having gang members destroy the community, right? Destroy it, and they pay them peanuts. Ain't nothing changed. They did it in the 60s, did in the 80s, 70s, 90s, 2000s, still doing it today. You know what I'm saying? Because they know these dudes is flunkies. So when these dudes be talking about the streets and all this, that's why when you listen to some of these dudes, when you listen to that interview, and I tell anybody, go listen to that interview. When you listen to that interview and you hear what he's saying, it's no lies in what he was talking about. The streets is a lie, and it's easy for them to solve cases. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you'll see a K Flock got a record deal, and he now in jail because he want to go at a dude that he shouldn't even be thinking about going after. But that's the mentality. You understand what I'm saying? These dudes don't respect money. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no money in the streets. The drug game is over with. You know what I'm saying? All that is over with. Pimping game, ain't no money in the streets. Only thing left for dudes to do is rob. And that's going to be over with. You know what I'm saying? Because what they about to implement in 2025, I feel sorry for these dudes. These dudes still calling themselves gang members. You know what I'm saying? When the federal government say a gang member is a terrorist, why would you call yourself a gang member? Why would you say you a blood in a Crip when the federal government say that you are a terrorist? You are a terrorist. The mafia, them dudes that's in the mafia, they tell you I'm a businessman. Listen to anybody that's a gangster. I don't know nothing about no mafia. Watch a lot of those things where they had those conferences with the politicians. Listen to a lot of those hearings, and you hear them say, "I'm not no mafia." What? I don't know nothing about a mafia. They'll tell you straight up, I'm not a mafia. They ask them in interviews, what do you know about the La culture? I don't know nothing about that. See, those is gangsters. Because they say straight out their mouth, I'm a businessman. And they are businessmen because they ran the garment center for years. They had all the construction companies for decades. They had all the trucking companies for decades. You know what I'm saying? So they are businessmen, the record labels, the movie industry. These mafia dudes, they had legitimate businesses. So they were businessmen. So when the feds try to say, oh, they gangsters and they mobsters, they say, nah, we ain't no mobsters. We ain't no mobsters. We businessmen, bro. Gangsters are businessmen, bro. Gangster ain't no thug, ain't no hooligan, ain't none of that. Because a gangster's not going to tell you he's a gangster. He going to tell you I'm a businessman. Gangsters don't tell you they thugs. Gangsters don't tell you they street niggas. They tell you I'm a businessman. I don't know what you talking about. What? What is a gangster? I don't know nothing about that. I'm in the pharmaceutical business. They ain't gonna tell you none of that bullshit. These dudes be running around saying, I'm a gangster, I'm a street nigga. And like, come on, bro. That's how you know dudes ain't street dudes. Because it's called an underworld for a reason. It's called organized crime for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's a secret society. Underworld means underworld. Doesn't mean what these dudes are trying to say. Doesn't mean that. You know what I'm saying? All these dudes that's coming on the internet and they saying the nonsense they saying, they not saying it. They just talking, man. That's why a lot of these dudes, when I listen to these dudes on the internet, I say to myself, yo, these dudes is they just running their mouth, bro. A lot of these dudes is wanksters. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody knows, bro. Organized, the street thing, that's nothing that dudes glorify saying. But hey, it is what it is. I'm your boy Bullets Gotti, man. I just wanted to come chop it up with y'all and just drop a gem. Because a lot of these dudes just be saying anything, you know? And that's why the community is the way it is. That's why the streets is the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Dudes don't want to hear the truth. The truth is the truth. All these dudes want to be gangsters. All these dudes want to be official. But like I said, man, they characters. You know what I'm saying? They living in a world of delusions of grandeur. That's what it is.